This is Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I'm going to talk about my Anthuriums. I'm just looking at some of these orchids that are growing out here. So we grow everything the same. These rare houseplants get grown the same way as we grow our rare tropical fruit trees. And I got them to plant in the orchard floor, to buy and plant and improve our orchard floor, because that's what plants do. They improve soils, especially soils like we have here in Florida, sand. So I'm obsessed with these rare tropical houseplants, the Anthuriums. I have about 29 Anthuriums that I've bought, and mostly from Ecuagenera. And they get the same potting soil that I use for the Philodendrons. The only difference being is I don't put a saucer underneath the Anthuriums. And I only give them like a cup of water per pot. There's a saucers under these, but I just haven't removed them. So this is Anthurium regali, and it's doing good. That's a new leaf. Looks like it's going to be quite large. This is Anthurium esmeralda. This is Anthurium tremulum. This all came from Ecuagenera, USA. The leaf on this, this is Anthurium regali verde. It's like the leaf, the new leaf was twice as size as the two original leaves. This is Anthurium warocquianum. Just trying to put out a new leaf. Those are the two original leaves. It's been so dry here. I think it's kind of been suffering from that. Unusually dry. So this is easily one of my favorite ones. Anthurium carinoi, velvet. This is Anthurium nigrolaminum, Gigi. This is Anthurium capulospathum. So I moved this plant and it started getting this on it, but it has a new growth coming out of it. This one gets quite large. Most of our Anthuriums constantly send out new leaves. This is Anthurium penduralaminum. And for some reason, the two new leaves that came out on this were damaged. So there was a scar on the plant. This is Anthurium. This is the one I experimented overwatering and grew the mushrooms in it. And everywhere that the mushrooms were not like, because it put this like a white biofilm on here. So when you overwater this biodynamic compost I have, it grows mushrooms, fruiting mushrooms, and obviously the mushrooms that grow fruit inside the plant roots are, I'm sure. I mean, it's just a fungally dominant soil. And but this new leaf came out it didn't hurt it at all, those mushrooms. People try to kill off the life in the soil, which is the opposite of what we do. So this is Anthurium bakeri. This is Anthurium pseudospectabile. This is Anthurium waterburyonum. This is Anthurium dolichostachyium. It's a new leaf. It had got a tear in it for some reason. This is Anthurium querulans. This is Anthurium decipiens. It's finally got a new growth. This was a very small seedling plant I got. This is another Anthurium querulans. This is that Anthurium dolichostachyium. Anthurium querulans. It's gorgeous. It's Anthurium recavum. It's a beautiful, I like them all. I'm obsessed, obviously. It's got a new growth point. This is Anthurium pallidiflorum. This is a new leaf. This is Anthurium pseudospectabile. This is a new leaf. Pardon my floors. This is Anthurium frederickstalii. That's a new leaf. And this is our newest Anthurium lutherii. It's supposed to be very hard, but I find them all to be fairly easy. I don't have splendidum, but I want to get it, but I'm okay with the ones I have. I just want to maintain them now. I mean, I'll get another one, but I'm not out hunting for them. This is Anthurium metallicum. This is like one of my faves. And this is Anthurium longus melobum. I guess this is like considered the rarest Anthurium, or you know, one of the rarest. This is Anthurium veitchii seedling, the new leaf. So I'm kind of cheap. I like to buy the cheap plants if I can get them small. I'll buy them small. This is Anthurium crystallinum. This is Anthurium magnificum. This is Anthurium salgarens, and just is hanging in there. And then this is one I'm excited about, Anthurium angamarcanum, and these are the original leaves, and that's kind of how they came, those burnt leaves. But it's got a new growth. It's been kind of slower than the other ones. And then this is Anthurium radicans. I love them. I love the philodendrons too. They're looking good. Might as well try to go over my philodendrons while I'm at it. Just because I haven't done it in a while. So this is a Philodendron delsinkii. This is Philodendron atababoense. It's got a bunch of new leaves. quite pretty plant. Of course, this is Philodendron Spiritus Sancti seedling, doing great. This is a pink lady, a Philodendron pink lady. This is a Philodendron painted lady. This is Philodendron Speriorum. I've been, doing cuttings of these philodendrons. This is Philodendron Linamii to plant out in the orchard floor, and they do quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. This is Philodendron radiatum. This is Philodendron grandipes. It's got a very pretty leaf. This is Philodendron ernestii. This one I really like. This is Philodendron fibrocataphyllum. This is Amydrium silver medium silver. This is one I really like. Philodendron ornatum. Excuse me. It's been so windy here. Philodendron ornatum still. This is Philodendron Sherbericii. Come on, camera. A very skinny little plant, but I'm training it up and hopefully the leaves will start getting bigger. It has huge leaves. All these have huge leaves. This is Philodendron Cheroneae Monstera. Gorgeous plant. Here is it. Cheroneae Monstera. This is Philodendron giganteum that I had planted outside. It was an equigenera plant, and I wanted to see if it could survive outside during the drought. A non-cutting plant, one nursery grown plant that I bought. Sorry, but it's doing okay. It's coming back. Just gonna do cuttings off it and plant those out there in the orchard floor because they seem okay. This is Philodendron Cheroneae AFF. Done a bunch of cuttings off that. This is Philodendron tenucross. Quite pretty. Philodendron tenu AFF. Done a lot of cuttings off this. This is Philodendron pinnatillobum. Is that what it is? Let me double check. It's quite pretty too. Yeah, AFF, pinnatillobum AFF. This is Philodendron melanochrysum. Done cuttings from this, and they're doing great outside in the drought, so no problem. Does make a difference how you grow your plants if you want them to survive environment changes. Naturally grown plants can survive changes to the environment, to their environment, whereas unnaturally grown plants cannot. This is import from equigenera that, like, all the leaves were yellowed off, and it's Heterocraspedon, Philodendron Heterocraspedon, but it seems okay. It's coming back. This is a cutting of Philodendron grandipes. And this is Philodendron speriorum cutting. This is a Philodendron esmeraldance narrow cutting. Philodendron fibrosum cutting. This is Philodendron, who are you? Tenucross cutting. This is ornatum, Philodendron ornatum cutting. This is Philodendron patriciae cutting. And then we have Philodendron esmeraldance. And we have Philodendron, this is an import that I did with the heterocrospedon. This is Philodendron esmeraldance narrow form. I've imported that at the same time and it's doing great. So only a philodendron that came in that shipment that's, well, I guess this I got it in a different shipment. So this, yeah, it came in nice from Ecuador. This is Philodendron esmeraldance. This is Philodendron heterocrospedon AFF. This is Philodendron speriorum cutting. And this is a patriciae. Yeah, this is patriciae. I think I said something else. Cutting. This is patriciae mother plant that just is finally trying to pull itself together. This is our Philodendron maximus that I bought from a nursery here in Florida, and then was growing it out there, and it was struggling, so with no water, so I decided to bring it in and then propagate it, because the organically propagated cuttings survive, but the non-nursery, or the nursery started plants and the unnatural growing methods they employ, the fertilizers prevent the plant from being able to grow naturally on the orchard floor by itself. So I just have to do cuttings of it. So this is a Giganteum, Philodendron Giganteum blizzard. Has good variegation on the older leaves, so I moved it over here in the more full sun, so it seems to do okay. I'm quite excited about that. This is Philodendron Parizo Verde tissue culture, and it's finally getting some good variegation coming in now that it's trying to get warm. This is a Philodendron Parizo, Burley Marks, a node cutting I bought, and it's quite pretty. This is Philodendron Jose Buono, variegated. Good variegation on this plant. I'm very happy with it. And this is Philodendron domesticum. Excellent variegation on this. Very excited about this. This is a tissue culture of Philodendron biliaceae. It's doing good. This is a Philodendron ring of fire. And this is our Philodendron Monstera deliciosa that's needed some more sun. So a node cutting I bought for myself 2 Christmases ago. This is one that I really like, Philodendron Nangar itans, and it comes out red. It's got beautiful red petioles. It's a gorgeous plant. It's one of my favorites. So this is a Philodendron corrugatum that came in from Ecuagenera. It was all yellow. I thought it was going to die for sure. It was the reason I stopped getting plants from Ecuador. Because the philodendrons just can't take it when you have foam around the plants, and they got so much moisture. The Anthuriums don't have as much moisture in their base as the philodendrons, so that they suffer. This is a Philodendron roseo, Vero capitiolum, and it's finally starting to do good. It was, I don't know why I was having trouble with it, but it was, I think they sometimes just take a while when you buy them and you transfer them over to organic. Very rarely, but sometimes. This is a Monstera subpinnata. Really like this plant. Here's my Philodendron furcatum. Got two of these. One I experimented with and planted it out in the orchard floor without watering it, a nursery grown tree, and it was almost dying, so I brought it back in. This is, of course, Monstera adansonii. This is Philodendron fibrosum. It's a pretty plant. This is Philodendron pastizanum. It's a pretty plant. Super fast growing. This is our Philodendron El Chaco red. It's taken its time. This is Philodendron. Did I do this one? No, Zodoroi. This one. That's pretty. Seems to do quite well. The cuttings, I have them outside, planted. So here's the El Chaco red in the back. It's trying to give me some new growth. Finally. This is a Philodendron luxurians. It's got a new growth point coming out. I got a Philodendron silver sword. Everyone knows what that looks like. Trying to grow up that wood. This is a Philodendron gloriosum. This is Philodendron ploumanii. This is Philodendron meme. It's beautiful. This is Philodendron mexicanum. It's got gorgeous colored leaves. Nice shaped leaves, like the Spirit of Sancti. This is Philodendron melanochrysum. Little node cutting I had was finally taken off. This is Philodendron Gigi, another node cutting I had. And I think that's it. So I planted some of these cuttings outside around the house here. I might as well look at those because they're so close by. Hey Shelly, what are you doing? This is Philodendron meme, and it's doing quite well. It rained a little bit last night, so that's good. That's a new growth point right there. Where is it? Right there. That's the original leaf. It was a leaf cutting. looks really healthy. Everything grows here in Florida. It's crazy that people think they have to pollute everything. It's bizarre. Okay, so I have a Philodendron gloriosum right there, cutting, little tiny thing. It's doing good. And all this stuff. And I also have a Philodendron plumanii leaf cutting that has a new growth point back there that's doing just fine. So I can see these are just going to take off because it hasn't been very long since I did these cuttings, less than 2 months. And just one leaf, single leaf cutting, and now they're like taking off. That's Philodendron soderi. Imagine we'll end up selling cuttings, organic, probably get them organic certified cuttings of these rare houseplants, but we're not to that point yet. But eventually we're going to get there. Not probably by next summer, I would guess. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. I hope you have a good day.